Hi guys, my name is Zin and welcome to episode 9. And in this episode, we're going to check out the trees outside first, and then we're going to head indoors to repot my final ficus. After this one, all of them has been repotted, and I shouldn't be touching them for a while, hopefully. It's pretty cold today, and I think tonight it's going to be minus 2 or 3 degrees. My trees are still outside, so I'm going to show you that. So most of these are still outside. I only took the silk tree inside. Actually not inside, it's in the garage, unheated garage. It's gonna be dormant for in there for the rest of the season. But everything else, the leaves are still there, so I don't know why they're not falling. But I'm gonna leave them out here probably after tonight. Actually, maybe I'll leave them out because next week there's a few days in a row that's above 10 degrees. So the season of change, as you can see, all the leaves are gone. These actually they fell off a while back. I'm not sure why this one fell up so soon. I guess the tree is big and the container is small, so you know, compared to this one where the leaves are still there, which is a smaller tree about the same size of a container. But yeah, as far as these guys goes, they're still here, but I will be moving these inside. Probably be like maybe a week or 2 weeks for the winter, to overwinter them in the garage. Okay, so let's head inside and we'll repot the ficus. All right, guys. So this is the ficus. This ficus I've had from the start when I bought the other ficuses for ficus I don't know. And this one was left in the original pot and I haven't touched it. And as you can see, the roots are growing all coming out of the pot rooted long. So I'm going to repot this into a much bigger pot. This thing, this was really big. I know it's really big, but it's got nice holes already, and it's the only thing that I got, so it should be fine. And then I'm going to prune the roots, of course. And then when I prune them today, I'm going to try to go really slow and apply some of the stuff that I learned recently. I watched a couple of videos about roots and roots developments, so I'm going to try to prune it better than before in a radial pattern, and then you know, see if there's any roots coming up. I'm going to remove those and you know, just try to apply what I learned from the past week. So let's get started. I imagine this might be a bit harder to get out due to the roots, but hopefully it's okay. I mean, I'm glad that the roots are growing really well, you know, but it's just needs repotting, that's all. And this has been in here for maybe a couple months, maybe 3 months, and you know, it's growing quite quick, I guess. See if I can get it out. Okay, well, luckily we were able to get this out without breaking that much roots, but I think most of these will get pruned anyway. So this new pot, I don't think I'm going to put any mesh in, although the holes are big, so I guess I still have to put mesh in that one. So we'll clean this out. There is a leaf or a branch, a leaf coming out the bottom. That's just a branch coming out the bottom. It's more like a sucker at this time, I guess. There's roots actually growing above that branch. And I think I might remove it it's a little too low. I could let it grow. This would become like a kind of a dual trunk. But I don't know, I think maybe I'll leave it, I don't know. Maybe I can get rid of the roots above it. Actually, there's a couple of roots around the area, but I think what I want is a nice root plane at the bottom. So these roots at the top might be a bit too high. And I'm not going for aerial roots yet. That's something to do in the future maybe, but right now I'm not interested in developing aerial roots. So, you know, this is the branch. I got two roots above it. And underneath, what do we have here? Just got that one long one. So let's take a look. So the roots are fairly radial in a way, but definitely, you know, some are much longer than the others. And I'm going to fix that. I'll put the camera back. But first, I'm going to wash this a bit. And I think we can start pruning. So the roots are washed. I just dip it in water and you know, move it around. So let's see what we have to do. So first of all my other ficus, they don't really have more branches. They just have the main trunk and maybe some stuff up top, but none of them has this. Whoa. Yeah, so the camera fell. Who knew? I was saying that most of my ficus don't have this. Actually, all of them doesn't have this kind of a different branch coming up from the really low point of the tree. So I'm going to keep that for this tree and see where that goes. I mean, if it doesn't work out well, I can always take it off later. So with that in mind, I'm going to take off the root, a couple of roots that's basically above that branch. That's one of them. And on the side here, this one right there. Ideally, I want the roots to come from this area or this root plane. So everything's on the bottom. So I'm going to remove this one and these ones here. They're a bit too high. At least for now, I want the root plane to be in one from one area, or from one plane, I should say. And yeah, so all these have to go. Oh yeah, I really should invest in one of those branch cutters or concave cutters where you can really get in there without, you know. These ones up top, there's just 3 in between the leaf, the branch, and the root plane. And I think those might be okay. Well, I'm gonna remove that one. Yeah, I'm gonna remove all of them. Okay, so now we're left with these. Now this root is obviously the biggest, or two of the biggest, but the direction is very strange. It's going out first for like a couple millimeters, and it turns left. If it didn't turn, it would have been okay, but I don't really like to turn. And I don't think I can just do that. Okay, so I'm going to take this whole thing off. Actually, I'm going to cut it at the point where it turns. So in the hopes that it will develop smaller roots further out straight. So at this point here, so that's a big one. So now we're left with a little stub, and I think, you know, if small root comes out of it, it might be okay. And then we have this big one, which also kind of turns towards the side. I'm a little hesitant on removing this one. I mean, we're not going to be left with that much. I guess I could take it out and see where it goes. It's a ficus, so I think it'll be okay. And if I do take it out, it'll be from right here, right where the bottom there. Yeah, I don't. Jesus. Yeah, I fell again. The camera is sitting on this stick. It's like this thick, and it stands fine, but I think the vibration from the desk probably tipped it over time, I guess. I don't have a tripod right now, or I have one, but I don't know where it is right now. So anyway, I'm not going to worry about it. So for this root, I am going to take it off. And I have to take it off from pretty much where it starts because it turns right away. Hopefully the tree will survive. So that's the two longest roots that I've taken off. But I think it'll be okay. As far as these are concerned, I'm just going to trim like that. So now we've got this little stub of a root, which I'm hoping is going to spread out new thinner roots. And then on this side, I've got a lot of root coming out this way, so I think that should be okay. I need roots to develop on the other two sides, on the other, these two main sides. So yeah, let's replant this. I'm going to plant it probably to here, so it doesn't go too deep. I'm going to try to do things a little bit softer, just so the camera doesn't fall again. It's falling because I tipped the head down more than before, because I'm trying to get a better view of the tree. So I gotta cut the mesh. Right there. I haven't gotten the window screen for mesh yet, because I don't have that many trees and I won't need it really for probably until next spring, which I'm planning on getting more trees, at least some Japanese maples from the nursery near Niagara Falls. So this pot is quite big. I don't think I'm going to fill it all the way up. It's too much. I don't even know if I have enough soil. I'll probably go halfway, so it's a bit flatter. And I think that's better than going all the way up. It's just too much. Lots of room to fill, that's for sure. So probably another 50% of what that is. Yeah, I think a little bit more maybe, but that's gonna be the hill for the tree. Yeah, I'll be running out of soil very soon. So these roots are okay direction-wise. They're just there, and everything is going out, you know, from the point on the circle. So I'm just gonna put that in. I might not have enough soil, dust, to go any higher, so I might reuse that. But the tree is already sitting pretty well. So the tree is sitting, but it's wobbling, as you can see. And we don't want that, obviously. So I'm going to see if there's a rock around I can use. And there is. Okay. Alright, just a plain rocks laying around that I was using for something else before. Place one there and probably one back here. These rocks are a bit too big, to be honest. I might replace these later. You know what? I'm just going to put it on the side so that it just props it up instead of trying to nail down the roots. Okay, I think this is actually more so than I would like. It's a little too high. But that's okay. So it's staying there pretty well now. And I'm going to leave it like that. So give it a bit of water and we can finish up this repot. Just going to wet the surface before I use the water bottle. I'm going to focus water mainly around the tree for now, because I know the roots isn't that long, so yeah, I don't think I need to water the edges. So we'll just water around the tree. Hopefully everything under the rock is wet. Just go a little bit more. So this one I have to leave it outside the aquarium because there's no room inside the aquarium. And it just happens that I'm using this because it fits right into this almost perfectly. Look at that. They must design these things, you know, in tangent. Everything fits. So that's it. But let's take a look at the aquarium. So just get a closer look at the tree. So that's the lower branch. This leaf is really, really big. Probably the lack of light. Oh, there we go. So yeah, the tree is sitting pretty straight, so that's good. I'll turn the lights off, but let's turn it back on. So I have these outside now, the couple of Scheffleras. That's the repot from last time, and it's looking good. There's a new leaf coming up, as you can see right there. Okay. And the aquarium, I actually washed the windows so we can see through it. All the leaves for the lychee tree has greened up. Bigger leaves than before. I guess it's because it's not that much light, so it's producing big leaves to grab as much light as it can. This ficus is probably this one here. It's one of the earlier repots that I had, and it looks like it's the thickest one and it's growing the biggest so far. On the inside there's the other one. And then this is the root over mineral, or root over mineral rock. The bottom leaf, I'm not sure if you can tell, but this leaf here, it's kind of coming out at an angle. Now, not sure, yeah, there you go. I think it's doing that because the window is right behind me and the sunlight is strong, so it's trying to go to the sunlight instead of, you know, using the aquarium light. So that's all the indoor trees. This is the hibiscus. The flowers has all gone now, it's all withered down, so I cut them off. And I haven't pruned the actual tree yet. I'm thinking I'm going to do it in spring when it's the best time. As far as the Spider-Mans are concerned, I haven't seen them afterwards. Right? Yeah, anyway, I didn't see any, but I'm going to inspect again just to make sure. So yeah, and then there's that's another money tree. I actually looked up the name, but I forgot what it was. And this is also a cutting that hasn't really been growing, but except until recently that there's new leaves coming out. So that's good. Some other stuff I had was Dracaenas. They're just cuttings. The main plant was actually dying from somebody was throwing it out, and I thought I'd grab it. So I did, and I cut these small ones off. Not enough room here. And I planted these. This one, it's probably rooted, I would say. This was a lot smaller than before. I haven't really checked, and I can't really see any roots underneath. I think the Dracaena roots are more like the bigger, thicker roots. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, I haven't seen any roots underneath, but it's definitely growing. You know, it's much bigger than before. For the small one, it hasn't grown that much. Maybe just a little bit. So, but when I squeeze the trunk, it's still very hard. So I know it's alive. Other than that, I just recently potted this. I didn't shoot a video for this. It's just an ivy. It's very, very common. You know, you can get it anywhere. You can see it in any store. But I've had this ivy for a long time in pots everywhere, basically. And this is a cutting that I made. Yeah, I don't know from how long ago, and I kind of Googled if you can actually make the ivy a bonsai, and then you can. I've seen pictures, and they look nice. They almost look like trident maples because the leaf shape is similar. So I potted this up, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I actually rooted this in water, and then I just potted that into this little cup. So I'm not sure how that's going to turn out, but either way, it's just going to sit there and grow. You know, if it doesn't turn out well, then, you know, whatever, it's an ivy. But you never know. So yeah, that's all for the indoor trees. All right, well, that's it for today. I'm not sure what else I'm going to be doing after this, because there isn't that much to do. Actually, the lychee trees, they might need a repot soon. I'm not sure. I have to check on the little container that I have, and we're going to go from there. So yeah. All right. See you guys next time.